Hi everyone. Apple is one of the biggest companies out there in the world that have actually managed to stamp their brand names into our brains. And in India, Apple is more of like a status symbol for everyone. And even if we cannot afford to buy one, we actually manage to buy one. So in today's video, we are going to watch how did Apple manage to build such a robust brand, and the important question is Apple losing its innovative edge. So everything started out in a small garage in California where two guys named Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak decided to build a company where they provided basic computers to everyone, and they decided to call it Apple. While Steve Wozniak did all the technical stuff and the engineering side of Apple, Steve Jobs was the person with the vision. He wanted to change the way people thought about computers during that period of time. From being a device that only business enterprises used, he wanted computers to be a part of everyone's house and wanted things to be so simple that literally anyone could use them without any professional training. Apple was the first company to make those boring computers look sexy enough, and they were more desirable than the ordinary computers at that time. As a small company that literally started in a garage, Apple was growing so fast that from having a yearly turnover of over $700,000, it went up to $100 million so fast that it was actually impossible for such a small company to do such a big thing. Everything was going so fine for Apple until the launch of Apple III, which was absolute failure. The Apple III computer was such a big failure that one of the official instructions that Apple gave it to the customers was lift the computer 3 to 4 inches up in the air and drop it so that the chips would hopefully reset back into their places and the computer would start again. And that was actually the turning point of Apple towards bankruptcy. After that, everything started falling apart. That more established companies like IBM started building their own computers and provided customers with more cheaper and affordable options. But Steve Jobs wasn't actually ready to give up. He actually hand-selected 100 people and started building a project. He started working on a computer secretly that no one really knew about that. And finally, he released the Macintosh.
All of the images you are about to see on the large screen will be generated by what's in that bag.
It was the first commercially produced computer to have a mouse and a keyboard, and it looked very sexy. People loved everything about it. They loved talking about it, and the media loved to show it to everyone else. But the problem was that no one was actually buying it. Mac was actually a really good computer, but the problem was that it was really expensive when compared to the computers that IBM produced, because it was actually a really established brand and it was actually affordable. Steve Jobs wanted to bring some structure to the really unstructured Apple, so he went out to Job Scully, the CEO of Pepsi. Pepsi was really successful at that time, and he literally asked him, "Do you want to sell sugar water for the rest of your life, or do you want to come with me and change the world?" And he said yes, and Job Scully and Steve Jobs together led Apple. But the problem was that everyone saw Job Scully as the adult supervision of the company, but Steve Jobs was really obsessed with Mac and he wasn't ready to drop his idea. And finally, the board members of Apple fired Steve Jobs from his own company.
What can I say? I hired the wrong guy.
That was Scully?
Yeah. And he destroyed everything I'd spent 10 years working for.
Now, Steve Jobs was actually a public failure and he was really devastated. But he still loved what he did. And he went ahead and created a company called Next and another company called Pixar.
Boy, I've forgotten how much work it actually is to start a company. It's a lot of work. And you've got to do everything. You've got to come up with a name. You've got to come up with a logo. In addition to designing the product, you've got to figure out what to design. You've got to figure out how you're going to get it to the market.
Then, after 11 years, when Apple was at the verge of bankruptcy, Apple actually bought Next and brought back Steve Jobs into Apple. And then it was a revolution.
An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone.
Then Apple flourished so much and it was like a dream come true for Steve Jobs. But unfortunately in 2003, Steve Jobs got pancreatic cancer and he left Apple. But this time he had found someone really good to replace his place. And it was Tim Cook. Even though Apple is doing so well from a business perspective, do you know something that Steve Jobs have actually said that Apple will follow the path of Xerox and IBM if Apple move away from innovation which made them successful in the first place. And just thinking about the current situation, we have only got 120 Hz this year and Google is leading the AI technology and Tesla is leading the autonomous driving technology and Samsung has already put out some really good foldable phones. And even though Apple has left behind innovation, we have so many things to learn from this story. And as young generation of the world, I would recommend you to check out the full story in detail. And if you like the video and want to hear more such inspiring stories, make sure that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. My name is Hari Kirat and you're watching Clear Cut.